Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. So I have an energy update. I asked the collective energy what today's update is going to be about, and I'm being told another shift is happening right now, like right now, and I'm cold. It's making me feel very, very cold. So I'm just going to go ahead and begin reading for you guys. A lot of things are occurring. I don't know what those things are. I'm trying my best to not keep track. I'm not even joking. I'm trying my best to really not pay too much attention to anything that that's just going to disturb my peace and allow me to process. The things I need to be aware of, I'm definitely keeping track of, but everything else, if it doesn't make me laugh, get the F out of here. So that's kind of how I'm coping. But ooh. Okay, no. I'm going to start reading these in reverse and whatnot. So hold on. I'm just pulling cards. Okay. If you guys don't mind, could you share what state or what country you're from? Just really curious to see, how far this is reaching, and curious to see how much this resonates for each of you, depending on your region of the world. Okay, so like all over. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. All right. And if you guys can hit that thumb, invite some friends, that would be awesome. Share this space together. My hands are so cold. Oh, all right, let's start. Oh, that's right. I'm reading them. Okay, so the first card number 12, boundaries. This card, usually I read it as like you have to set your boundaries, even if it seems like something benign. If it doesn't feel good, make sure you enforce your boundaries. Well, it's in reverse at this point. This tells me our boundaries are not being respected, okay? I don't know if it's not being respected by the people in our lives or by something bigger, something on a much larger scale. So now we're needing some time to really assess, is something that seems rather small being used to puncture a hole in your protective bubble? And are we just oblivious to what's really going on? So we have to ask ourselves that, okay? Now is a good time to begin asking yourself the questions. Card number 9, euphoria, honor yourself. Now, ooh, oh, that is an intense message. Ooh, and I never noticed. Okay. Oh, oh. Instead of, with the environment that we're in at this point, instead of wearing a mask over our mouth and nose to protect our respiratory system, many of us have chosen to put a mask over our eyes to kind of filter out what it is we're seeing, because truth is rising and many of us are thinking we need to filter it out. I might be one of those people too. But here's the thing. Oh, that's another message. This is getting real deep real fast. Sorry. I needed a second to calibrate my thoughts. Um, in the shadow of night, there's going to be an attempt to shut down our ability to communicate, trying to choke out the sound that would warn others. All right. This is not going to be pleasurable, okay? This is the pleasure card, but in reverse, the world has been turned upside down, which, we really have allowed the world to be turned upside down even before this event. Really, even before the things that are going on right now, we have allowed for the world to be turned upside down. Yeah, this reading is getting pretty heavy. I think I'm going to stick to upright. I can't do that now because I already initiated this read in this way. So, yeah. Now we have this house of flowers. We have a house divided regarding protection. Okay. Those are peonies, and peonies traditionally in some cultures were used as part of protective type of rituals, exorcisms, things like that. So this is about a house divided. How are we going to grow? Fighting about growth, fighting about how to protect it. This is a house divided in that there are those who want to rise up, while there are those who are saying we need to hunker down. Just kind of, if this is resonating about your own household, this is a time for some really raw, very, very honest conversation. You have to hear each other out and see what the other is trying to say. 95% at 10-10. So if you allow yourself to hear what the other is trying to say, there is an increased likelihood, it's not guaranteed, but there is an increased likelihood they'll be more willing to hear what you have to say too. So what's important here is to not allow your household to be divided, period. Don't allow any type of division within your home. There's already so many forms of division that's being allowed to occur. Don't allow it in your home too. All right. You don't have to agree, but there's definitely a need to have real conversations, see where each other's thoughts are rooted in, and, go from there. Just go from there. Card number 4, acceptance. See, you need each other. If this is resonating, you need each other. You needed this reminder that, yes, you are an individual, 4 being the number of self, but you also have to accept that we need each other in order to be able to generate the charge and ignite that I don't ignite that charge. This is like a flash of creative energy. Okay. So card number 12, Hex, be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. This is deep. They both wear masks. The self and the enemy both wear masks. So try and figure out, am I my own worst enemy? Am I creating circumstance that helps me in my journey or makes it much harder? Am I allowing things to really affect my mindset, to really affect me so that I cut off people that are important to my growth, that help me to learn the lessons that I've been really dragging my feet when it comes to learning? And just really asking yourself where your behaviors and your thoughts and your feelings are rooted. We're all on this voyage together. Some of us are better prepared mentally and emotionally to be out of our element, while others just aren't. It doesn't make those who are mentally prepared better. It just means you're better suited to help. Okay? Look at that. If you are much more comfortable, the kind of person that's much more comfortable not always being in your element, and you get calm, and because that's how I get. It's weird. When you take me out of my element, I can get real calm and just be focused and very level-headed and have a really good idea of what needs to happen. And in my natural state, I'm a spaz. So that makes me that bigger whale. And because I'm more able to because I'm more able to rise higher, then that means I'm more able to help those who are not as high frequency. This doesn't mean that you're to do this at your own detriment, that you're to do this even though you're being depleted. No, you still have to honor yourself first, honor your needs. Okay. Wow. This is some shit. Yeah. So card number 4, moon dance. We're on a tightrope doing a dance in the dark. We have to accept card number 4, mirroring. We have to accept that we need assistance. We can't just be anchored in one place. And in order to do this tightrope dance in the moonlight, you have to be anchored in 2 points. Okay. For some of us, this could mean that we have to be anchored in this reality that we're in right now, and on some etheric plane where we're functioning in a much higher capacity. Now, 12 and 12, okay? The boundaries are being breached by the enemy. You have to decide what this card means for you, okay? You have to decide what this card means for you, because it's going to be different for everyone. It's going to mean something different for all of us, and that's okay. Card number 42, the masculine. We're going through all these different phases, tons of different phases, and it's okay. It's okay. We get through it. My attention keeps being brought to 2 anchor points, existing in 2 ways. And then you look here, it's about 2 pairing partners. I'm not too sure. Again, pairing partners. That the pillars are a pair as well. The pillars that hold open the gate to potentiality. It's a pair. Something about pairs. Pair. And this to me tells me that the masculine is waiting to be given the opportunity to do whatever it is that it excels at. The feminine is getting the message. The masculine will put it into action, but the feminine must first receive the message. That's her spear. Okay, look. See these 2? Looks like a pair. That looks like a little boy. This looks like a little girl. She's receiving the message. And the message goes towards her spear. The masculine is waiting for her to show up. He has his own spear, but he's waiting for her to show up with the spear of truth. This is interesting. Not too sure. I think this has to do with esoterica. Not too sure how to interpret this, to be honest. I definitely feel this has to do with esoterica. And I think this is tied into dragons. This essence of light looks like a dragon almost forming an Ouroboros, like the snake chasing its own tail. But it's made of light. And with it, through the dark energy of the moon, there's a rainbow. So it's like through this dark phase, that yin lunar energy is definitely being bent out of shape, distorted, and that's causing the presentation of the rays of the rainbow, which are the rays of creation. That's why I'm saying I believe this to be an esoteric message. The feminine is receiving the key codes that reunify the rays. Card number 34, compassion for others. This is in reverse. So with this being in reverse and with the imagery, it's time to no longer allow ourselves to be blinded, okay? You have to no longer allow yourself to be blinded. Blinded by what? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Blinded by circumstance, blinded by your loyalty to individuals, your loyalty to circumstance, your loyalty to employer. I don't know. This is going to be a different thing for each of us, okay? One of the most special things for me about my readings is that these are messages that no matter how I interpret it, I invite you and encourage you to interpret my interpretation for however it most resonates for you. Okay, we're not going to try and make fit whatever it is that I'm saying to your circumstance. We are going to listen to what I say and ask ourselves, is she talking about blah, 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 whatever your circumstance is, whatever detail you're feeling is resonating with the information that I'm saying. It's not up to someone else to tell you how to receive your messages, okay? And some of us just won't resonate at all, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Not everything that I read for every single reading should be resonating with everyone. It should definitely, you should pick and choose what messages are for you. You can feel which ones are for you and which ones are like, oh, that's interesting, or oh, I'm glad I'm not going through that. So definitely let yourself pick and choose, okay? Our inner peace is being threatened. See, again, with that pink energy, again, a pair. Shit. Hold on. See that pink energy. Two fish, Pisces. There's three fish interfering, three blocking the way. A pair of sisters encouraging, fanning the flame of that division. Two feminines. What's this mean? This means something, but I can't quite grasp what it means yet. Inner peace is being disturbed. Pleasure, your ability to enjoy this path is being disturbed. These yellow flowers mirror these flowers, the flowers that are needed to listen. Card number 6, listen. Listen. Listening gets you up further on the path just before the gate. Listen. You have to listen. Distractions. There's distractions. What are the distractions? The 2 and the 3. The 2 and the 3. Distractions. 3 little birds sits by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise in the morning, smile with the rising sun. All right. What is the message, though? I want to know. There's something about listening. There are those of us who are key components, but we're not listening because the house is divided. There's a message in that division that we need to listen to. That message leads us up the steps to the gate. Two fish. I don't know what it means. Eventually, I'll just randomly in the day be like, oh, I know what it means. And then I'll keep it to myself. I don't know. I don't know what it means, you guys. It's like, it feels like it's right there, but I can't quite grasp it. See, 3, again, 3. What is this 3? 3 and the 2, 3 and the 2. If it's convoluted, it's not 3 and the 2, it's 2 and the 3, 23. Oh. That's what it is. This is a call to the blue rays, the masculine and the feminine of the blue rays. Because you see the blue, you see his environment, you see this environment. The messages lead you to the same environment, which is blue ray energy. That is the message, with the yellow being a message of your power is coming. Those of us who are more activated will carry those who still need further activation. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right, well, that makes sense. Whatever. So we have the hangman in reverse, getting stronger oneself after a lot of deliberating and delay in your life. In reverse, this tells me that this will not be allowed to be delayed. This is something that's going to be pushed through, accelerated, amplified, and shabam. There you are. It looks like he's about to do the Irish jig. If they want to dance, we can mother freaking dance. You want a moon dance? We're going to Irish jig that shit. Try it. That's what they're saying. 3 of Swords, deception, frustration, jealousy, broken heart. Be careful of your struggles being used to distract you rather than help to ripen your inner under and understanding of yourself and soul. Okay? Be careful with that. Be careful with that. A lot of distractions are being run right now. They want to trip you up. Look at that. Trying to trip you up. Magician in reverse, element of surprise, good or bad. This is something that you've been seeing coming from a long time and way ago. And you've just really been having a hard time having compassion for yourself, honoring yourself and what you see, and recognizing what's approaching. So this is not something that is really a surprise for any of the blue rays. Okay, it's really not. It's really not. This is something you've probably been having an inkling of for some time, but because of the environment you're in and your need to try and conform, you've probably largely been like, no, I'm just making that up. No, can't be. So 2 of Wands, short journey, movement to or near water. Water being the element that conducts bioelectricity. Ooh. Blue ray is bioelectric. Blue ray is bioelectric. I'm wondering if this is not about carrying you, but positioning you to drop you into the bioelectricity of our family lineage. This might be a message for the blue rays. Let's see. Bioelectric. Bioelectric. They're like two nodes, positive and negative, creating so much fluctuation. Ooh, this is what that sounds about. Look at that. Before you even connect, that electricity will jump and create a bridge connectivity. Ooh, I might do readings today. Just saying. Queen of Wands, positive, fiery, outspoken. Ooh, okay. What is the meaning of plumeria? Hold on. Is that even a plumeria? I mean, yeah, it is. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. So that would be her right. Okay, so in her left hand, she holds a sunflower. Left, the feminine. And again, it said that the sunflower, when there's no sunlight, if it's a cloudy day, the sunflowers will face each other. So this is the feminine facing. Okay. You're going to start facing each other. And then this also carries with it a message with a plumeria on a staff in her right hand. So in Hawaiian culture, plumeria symbolizes positivity and it's used in leis or to celebrate special occasions. This is telling us right now it's a special occasion, okay? I find it interesting that she's holding the plumeria on the right hand because right side is masculine. Masculine is positive energy. Left side is feminine. Feminine is negative energy. Yin and yang. Yin energy and yang energy. Worn over the right means they're available. So the masculine is available. He's waiting. These are mirroring each other. He's waiting. Ooh. There's another message. Okay, this is getting real interesting. Real interesting. Hold on, guys. I'm almost done with shuffling. This is such a huge deck. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this 9? 2, 3. It is 9. Card number 79, renewed hope. That's the present. You have to flow with the energy of your personal power, your solar plexus, as well as your heart space. A lot of your personal power comes from the merging of these two chakras, okay? When you're able to decide things and move from a place of the heart, that does not mean you're going to take that role of, in order to be spiritual, I have to allow people to do things to me that are detrimental because that's compassionate. That's not compassionate. That's enablement. You're enabling toxicity. So that makes you a willing participant. Now, when you truly do exist in the heart space, when you care about someone so much, you can call them out on their stuff, not to point out that they're messing up or that they're horrible, but to help them understand, like, hey, this little thing that's going on needs your attention. Like, let's see what needs to happen, what we need to think of to correct this. All right. We also have card number 87, holographic healing. That's what's occurring right now. This holographic healing requires the seeds of polarity to be planted. And look, remember, I was telling you, those are polarized nodes, positive and negative, positive and negative. This is being utilized to help. And look, this even looks like 2 nodes as well. 2 nodes. And what is that, like a Tesla coil? Oh, shit. Positive, negative, and a ground. Ooh, did you see the lights just flash? Positive, negative, and a ground. Okay. So for some of us, this serves as a distraction, this like third party circumstance, whatever it is some sort of distraction. For others of us, and maybe sometimes even the ones that find that first message to be resonating, for others, this might mean that your positive aspects, positive energy, masculine energy, and the yin, feminine, negative charge of energy, not negative as in bad, but negative as a charge. Positive and negative are surging, surging, surging. And whatever distraction is being used as a ground to keep you from going too high that you're not functional. Does that make sense? So positive, negative, and a ground. That's deep. Seeds of polarity. We are approaching our graduation from unfinished business, 76 and 59, approaching our graduation from unfinished business here in this earth plane. Oh, shit. That's some Jedi shit. They brought out the spades. Oh, I just got real cold. Okay. Look at their chest. Look at their chest. That looks like a spade, right? A spade with a thunderbolt, some blue lightning in the chest, rising up of that personal power, allowing yourself to be encased, cocooned in that heart and personal power energy, the heart and the solar plexus energy. So I don't know if that's a baby or if that's bread. Maybe I'm hungry. I think it's bread, offering sustenance for the blue rays. See that blue lightning? Ooh, this. Okay, you're going to have to look this up. It's going real galactic right now. Made my head itch. This has to do with the Jedi. D-J-E-D-I, not Jedi as in, well, if we're really going to look at things, a lot of movies have some roots in esoterica. So I don't know if Mr. Man had read a whole bunch of esoteric shit, but there was really a group called the Jedi, D-J-E-D-I, Jedi. And they were like an elite group. They were SEAL Team 6, buddy. Okay. They were like SEAL Team 6, 10th Mountain. They just go, go, go. Tactical and shit. They had elevated training. And the spade has to do with the sacrum, as well as the pineal, that climb up the ascension, the 33 steps to the seat of soul. It has a lot to do with activation. Lot to do with activation. Some crazy ass shit. Just saying. Forgiveness and gratitude. A lot of us are pissed off about this. A lot of the Blu-rays are pissed off about this, having to be placed back in the melting pot, blurring the line between dream time and awakening, blurring that line so that way we can have creative communication. I think what's going on is activation of telepathy is being initiated. Was I not supposed to say that? I was kind of not paying attention to what I was saying. I don't know if I was not supposed to say that. So okay, let's get another card. Let's just read some poetry. A blue orb here in my I know it's out now. I can't say I'm kidding because that's a lie. 77% at 1037. 7, 7, 10. 3 plus 7 is 10. So it comes out to 77, 10, 10. Completion of an elevated degree of voyage. Okay? It's never full disclosure time. Read my mind. No, I'm joking. Yeah, the energies are intense. That's why I blurted it out. I was kind of having, because at any given time, I'm having like multiple conversations with other things in my head. And then Michael chimed in and I totally forgot to pay attention to what I was saying here in this real life circumstance. He's smiling. Michael is smiling. That's Michael talking. If you're hearing a tone in your right ear, he's talking. He's right here. He's talking right now and he's smiling. I have heard of that letter. I have some idea, not a lot. I try and avoid that. Just because I want to stay sane. Yeah. The things that I need to know about that letter, Michael ensures gets dropped in my lap, despite my attempt to avoid. So here. Oh, mirroring again, mirroring, but this is beautiful because look, at some point, Blu-rays, we will not just be encased in a delicate bubble of protection. At some point, we're going to rise up gracefully and we are going to take a stand and drop some flowers everywhere. At some point, okay? There's something about flowers, flowers of protection. That's what it is. This is part of the message. You follow the flowers. Listen when the flowers show up. Yellow flowers. Yellow flowers. Yellow flowers were selected because it's a representation of the blossoming of your personal power. The fear that you feel right now is the catalyst for a flare in your fire. Fear is not a bad thing. It's when we allow the fear to get out of control and completely take over, and then, you know, we're just operating in fear. That's a bad thing. But some interesting things are going to happen. Card number 27, the Angel Rasbar. Tell me the truth, I asked love. What are you? I am the everlasting life, love said. I'm the recurring joy of living. The master speaks of a den of riches where many precious jewels can be found. In abundance they lie, patient and yet ready to be claimed. Do you guys feel the gravity of what's being said right now? I hope you understand the gravity of what's being expressed right now. The master speaks of a den, an Eden. The master being Ea, Ea's den. That's what Eden was. Y'all need to look this shit up. It went full galactic all the way through Esoterica and sat down its big ass on Ea's den. Oh, shit. Where many precious jewels can be found. In abundance they lie, patient and ready to be claimed. We're about to be claimed. Go scoop them up, urges the master. The devoted ones look but cannot see. Where are these precious jewels, they cry, for we cannot find them anywhere. How many of us feel lost right now? The master gazes lovingly at the devoted ones and responds kindly. In service, my beloveds, you shall find the jewels through service. For what is a soul but the finest and most precious of heavenly jewels? What is service but the scooping up of the soul that it does not lie lost nor unclaimed, but instead honored for all its precious worth and beauty, tended to until it becomes vibrant as a flawless ruby, radiant with the joy of living. Divine contribution is offered to those who wish to contribute to the world. The great beloved sees what's in your heart, what it is you wish to offer, and is saying yes. So you are being empowered to serve, to assist, to offer a genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of heaven. Such is the capacity bestowed on the soul that is wise and filled with love and therefore desiring to serve. So then do not doubt yourself. You have been blessed with this by the Master to find the precious jewel of your own soul and claim it. Cast aside your doubts. Yet perhaps this is not easy for you to do. Perhaps you look at the world, even your chosen field of endeavor, and already you hear so many voices speaking. You may wonder if your own contribution would simply add noise to a cacophony. You may wonder if you can really help, if you have anything genuine to add, or if there's just too much noise anyway. You may hesitate and become fearful. Do not despair. It's part of your divine destiny to add something of great value to the world, something that has its place even amongst all the activity, something needed absolutely in the hearts of all. Piercing through the heart, positive, negative in the ground. This is a full penetration of the heart space, positive, negative in the ground, supercharging everyone's capacity to live centered in your heart space without risk of being overwhelmed because you have that grounding force. Let's see. That precious gift is the true silence. The true silence is peace. It's the living experience of the eternal love of the divine that asks nothing but to be received and gives of itself unconditionally. That silence is present underneath even the most noise, if one knows how to access it. The true silence can only be felt through the beautiful feeling heart. When you know how to feel for it, to surrender into it, you can transmit silence in many ways. Through the peace you cultivate in your heart in your own daily living, through your presence, through your art, even through your voice, written, sung, or spoken. Yes, even through sound, if that is your path of service. Silence can emanate through your voice, and divine silence can be felt in the hearts of others. The true and great silence, as you may now realize, my dear angel, is not the absence of sound. It is the experience of the divine presence of love, a silence so deafening it can no longer be ignored. The Blu-rays went silent for quite some time. So shall you trust in the wisdom of the Master who bids you to serve according to the graces you have been given. Will you choose to put aside your doubts and instead believe in yourself and the power of divine love that will reach out to the world through your willing soul? Yes, I knew your brave heart would accept this empowerment. I knew you wanted to serve more than you wanted to fear. Oh, that is one hell of a statement. You wanted to serve more than you wanted to fear. Oh, that's profound. Whatever is in your heart is the method by which the great jewels shall be collected. The Master teaches us that we are built to serve according to a higher perfection. So if to dance is in your heart, then dance. Be open and free. Do not hide. Dance. If prayer is in your heart, then pray. If you can feed the poor with food, if you can give the despairing kindness, the lost your words, and those who have turned away from the great Master a healing touch, then do so. Do so without doubt, without having to be the best or the greatest or any other notion your mind conjures. Just be willing. Willingness, not perfection, is required from you. So then there is room for freedom to awaken in you. Willingness opens you to divine assistance, and through that empowerment, even greater joy of being will grow within your sacred heart. Your service can flow from simply being yourself in the world completely and utterly. This is about the standing up. Your radiance can become one of the sacred candles of the Holy Master. There are many candles that hold the Master's light, and yet each one of them is precious beyond compare. Be such a light. Scoop up the jewels through your service and do not render yourself incapable through nightmares of false imaginings and smallness of mind. Your heart is too big for your mind and it will break it open, but that's okay. Do you think you only serve love and are not also to be served by love? The helpers are always helped. This is love's way. Do you feel as though you're a foreigner in this land? Angel Rasbar shall show you the way then, for she knows you from a long, long time ago, though you might have temporarily forgotten the acquaintance. She is a great hostess and guide in this terrain of divine love, and she remembers you. You who are great of heart and capable of contribution. You who are now signing up for the service in the great work of love. Yes, there is work for you to do. Your purpose is bestowed. Serve, assist, do not hold back for any reason. Not one reason you could imagine is worthy of you. So then aliveness, so then service, so then joy, help and be helped. That is the way for you now. This oracle comes to you with guidance. You are being guided deeper into your life purpose and divine destiny. Like a maturing adult who is ready to take on the mantle of a greater responsibility, your soul is stepping up. You're going through a process of assuming more spiritual responsibility for the honest and empowered expression of your own essence. And through that, your healing presence in the world is increasing. You are stepping up and forward onto your path. This is appropriate now. It will make you more visible, but that is as it should be. It's not about being worth more than another. It's about the utterly sensible use of a light that's not to be dampened down by a shade, but instead be placed where it can cast its fullness so that others still in darkness may find their way more easily. This is efficient, intelligent, and sensible. Your success and growth is drenched in compassion and brings joy to the heart of the master, as another and another find their way, benefiting from the light of your being. So shine true. Be humble, but not dismissive of your gifts. Allow others to find their way more easily because you choose to honor the power of the great silence that emanates through you evermore as you trust and surrender. This oracle brings special messages of reassurance that you are making progress and are indeed on the right path. Although it may not unfold exactly as you anticipate, it will indeed unfold. You are making a positive impact in the world more than you consciously realize, and you're asked, therefore, to continue. Do not give up. Do not turn back. Just continue. Take your steps, your journey, and know that the great master is aware of you and is sending the holy ones, including that wise ancient mother, Angel Rasbar, to bring you the blessing of the true silence. Let it clear and soothe your mind and heart and help you remember the peace that dwells within you. All is well. Wow. That's deep. That's so deep. I like that. So this is card number 27, 2 being the number of guidance, 7 being the number of completion. We are being guided to complete this cycle that we needed to initiate. This is such a badass reading. I'm just saying. This is such a badass reading. So if you guys are curious, this is the Rumi Oracle deck. This deck, when you're filled with fear, when you're filled with resistance for your path and your lessons, I love this deck because the poetry and the explanations are written in such a beautifully gentle way that you can't help but lose yourself in the words. And once you finish reading, you recognize the message has been received with minimal resistance from you. Something about poetry, I'm telling you. If I'm actively ignoring you and you want me to hear what you're saying, what you want to say to me that I'm ignoring, use poetry. I'm just saying, use poetry. That message goes right into my brain, like, okay. So, you guys, a lot of beautiful things happening, a lot of activations. It seems like this is a Blu-ray energy update more than anything. Okay. That's a very, very important thing to recognize because of the fact that so many of you that regularly join me, ooh, 50 minutes, 16 seconds, 144, and 65. 144. 144 being the number of the Blu-rays, 144,000 was the number of the Blu-rays that were born active. That's not the only amount. 144,000 were allowed to be born near full activation so that as you get connected with them, your dormant Blu-ray energy will go active. The 144 are nothing more than triggers, catalytic triggers to initiate your activation. And they're not doing this intentionally. This is something that just happens as you experience their presence, their energy. So, yeah, there's a hell of a lot more than 144,000. Trust me. There's a hell of a lot more than 144,000. So there were 65 thumbs, 6 being the number of receiving, 5 being the number of change, 65% at 1054. Lots of mirroring. So we're ready to receive the orders for change. Blu-rays don't act as renegades or rogues. They wait from direct orders from creation. We're being given the green light. SEAL Team 6 is a go. I'm joking. I don't know what the fuck that means. It sounded military. It sounded military. It sounded good, but I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. So maybe I'll just retract what I said. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I'm going to come live again. I have a message for Pisces. Pisces, we got to talk. We got to talk. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye.